Hello everyone, thank you for stopping by and joining me today. I am Jennifer and we are going to be having some fun decoupaging napkins on book pages. So this is something I really enjoy doing. I like doing it on music pages, regular book pages, coffee dye paper even. And then once you do that, you could turn them into a really cute, look, I have it the wrong way, into really cute embellishments. And I'll show you after, once I do the process. I did a short the other day, and those, I'll show you the ones I made from that process, from that short. But first you need just some school glue. I like to use a jar, a paintbrush, and I put equal amounts of school glue and water. And I wanted to have a kind of thick but yet still runny consistency. So I like to where it drips off kind of slowly like that. And then you need napkins. Also today I'm probably going to be using some tissue paper and then some vintage sewing pattern paper. If you do not have patience to let it dry overnight and you have a heating tool, you can use that to speed up the drying process. And I think that's all you need, some sort of book page and napkins. So, you know, napkins have like this backing, this white backing on it. So you just want to remove that. Now, if you have trouble separating these two pieces, you could take a piece of washi tape and stick it to one side and help that, and use that to help you pull it apart. I've prepped my other napkins already. And some napkins have more than one ply of this white paper, you know. So you just want to make sure you're getting each ply off with your napkin because you want to make it as transparent as possible. And then you're just left with this. Let's see, take one of these pages away. You can also work on a non-stick surface. I have like this, it's kind of like a, maybe it's a wallpaper or like a contact paper type material I have on my desk here. So that usually, it usually doesn't get stuck to something like this. But I've seen people use chip bags that they've cleaned out and like cut open and just use that. So I'm just going to take some glue on my paintbrush and we are just going to brush it a nice generous amount on every piece of the paper, all the way to the edges. And it's hard to see, but when you're doing it in person, you will see like a slight sheen over your paper, so you know you've gotten the whole page. Now, I'm just going to do this whole page this first time just to show you how easy it is just to stick one whole napkin piece down without having to trim anything. Kind of position it. Very, very light touch on here. Then I kind of pat it down. And then here, see, I could even come in with some of this brown paper here. Smooth that down. It probably needs a little bit more glue, kind of dried up. I'm just going to add that down. There we go. Then we're just going to go and start applying our glue on the top. I like to go from the middle out, putting a little bit of pressure, not much. I don't want to rip the paper, the napkin underneath, but I do want to make sure I get the air bubbles out. Now, tip, if your glue is too thin, like if it's too much water to glue ratio, you will have issues with your paper, your napkin not staying stuck down to your paper. And then all you have to do is just go back, add some more glue to your mixture, your water mixture, mix it up, and then apply it back over again. And then even after, if you let it dry and some of the napkin decides it wants to come up, you could just take your regular everyday glue that you use and just glue it back down lightly. Okay, so now you can see some of, oops, I got some air bubbles here. There we go. Let me get all them air bubbles out. You start seeing the page come through the napkin. I love that effect, it's so pretty. Let's add some more down here where this page is. And I used to have a dauber, like a sponge dauber, that I really liked, but I can't find it now, that I used to use for the... So this is a regular paintbrush I just found lying around and my kids used for something and they never like rinsed it out, so it has pink stained on it, which I don't mind. But with the dauber, I was able to kind of like push on the air pockets and kind of get it to stick down. It's kind of different with this paintbrush. I keep wanting to kind of see me doing this. I'm trying to use it as I would the sponge dauber. So you got air pocket here, air pocket here. Okay. Let's see, I'm gonna lift it up. I'm gonna start drying it, and I'll go ahead and mute this section and play some music for you because this is loud. I'm gonna finish drying it later, but I just wanted to show you how I went about drying it. I dry the front, then I go ahead and I dry the back, then I dry the front some more, then I'll come back and dry the back some more, and then I go ahead and trim it. I'm gonna trim it off now, but usually once it's dry, I'll come in here and trim up the excess. You can even save that piece for another piece. So since this is not dry yet, we can't use it to make ephemera from. So we'll go ahead and set this aside to finish drying. And if it comes out crinkly when it's done drying, you could always stick them in a big heavy book or under a big heavy book. That way it'll smush it down, and or you could even on a really low iron with like a towel on top of it, go over and smooth it out like that. So let's maybe do like a compilation, a collage, a compilation. Let's do a collage. I was having a lot of fun doing that the other day. So when I was doing my collages with the napkins, which I hadn't done before, it was just something I was playing around with. I did it in sections. So I put a little bit of glue, and then I'd come in and rip a napkin, and then put that down, and then immediately go over that one piece again with some glue. Oh, look how pretty that looks. I love that, and I love the colors in this napkin. And so I also have some of this blue tissue paper. Come in right here, add some glue. Again, we gotta make sure it goes all the way to the edge here. Look how pretty that looks when you put it down. Oh, I love that. I love experimenting with new things. And the other day, this came in with one of my packages of Happy Mail, I believe, from someone. And oh my gosh, I was like, I love the color. It is just so pretty. Let's see, let's take some of this beautiful like cherry blossom. And so once I started using it the other day in my collage with the napkins, it came out so nice. I really had fun using it. You know what, maybe put it further down right here. And then we can come in with the sewing pattern paper right there to kind of break up the two patterns. Oh, this one comes out super pretty too. Okay, I did kind of rip my napkin right there. That's all right. I didn't mind. It just adds some texture. Let's try to get kind of long piece here. We're gonna add our glue. And we're just gonna come in just like this. And then I don't think I've added my glue that far. So let's add some more. And I don't even mind that the paper crinkles. I kind of like if the paper crinkles, it just adds some more texture to it. Oh, I'm really liking that. And then we could come in with this one right up in here. Oh yes, and then you can still see the blue underneath. You can still even see the writing from the paper. Oh, that came out pretty. Oop, I ripped a piece off. There we go, we'll just slather up. That's the fun about collaging. It doesn't matter if you rip anything up, you could just keep going. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just keep adding papers down here. And I'll see you when I'm done.
Let's go.
Okay, so I really love how this one came out. It's so pretty. It's gonna be so pretty once it dries and it gets cut up into ephemera. So let me show you guys what I created with the last one that I did like this. Let me get this dry here. Don't want any glue on my ephemera. Oh, there goes my scissors. Okay. Maybe I'll just put one down just in case. Okay. So I took out my die cuts. I used, now if you don't have die cuts, you could just cut these out with scissors. It's no big deal. But I used a couple of these tags, a small and a medium. And then I used these really cool nestled pockets. Let's see if I can get it to kind of go in right. See, this is the outside pocket, and then these are the insides. So I used those to create some tags, and then I went ahead and added some sentiments and just like focal points to each of them. And see how I have the blue collage in the bag with some newspaper. That was a black and white newspaper print type tissue that I was using along with this blue tissue paper that I used today. And then just some different color napkins. They came out so stinking cute. I really love it. So this is one of the pockets. And then I added the focal point here. That's what they look like in the bag. And then these have, because I did them on coffee dyed paper, a couple of them that I had left. So those have the coffee dyed on the back. Here's another of the cute little tags. The pocket. Oh, and then I did die cut a couple butterflies from some scraps that I had left over after I did the tags and pockets. Those came out really cute. And I just dressed them up real simple, you know. But I just love how the backgrounds came out. So nice. Versus doing one napkin as a background. I like the collage look. That was really fun. Love this one too. Simple and just pretty. So that's just a little bit of inspiration of what you can do with some napkins, tissue paper, and if you have it, this sewing pattern type paper. So even crepe paper, play around, experiment with what you have on hand, and just thin out a little bit of glue, get some book pages, and go to town and see what you can create. Thank you for stopping by today, and I hope you had a little bit of inspiration. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.